Shidosha sent me to losers, so I'm hoping Jason gets my revenge here.
Jason is a long time VF player. He's been in this scene since 1993.
Okay, yeah. So he lived in the Bay Area, right?
Right.
So you're saying he's like Fremont or something? And I never played him in our old school VF sessions that we had with VF5, but then he came in here with Leon and just tearing it up. So.
Right. I mean, I remember seeing his name on Usenet, the old Rec Games Video Arcade, when I was researching for VF2 stuff. So.
Okay.
It's like, man, I've been around this guy for like what, almost 20 years, and
wow.
I've never met him until tonight, which is kind of rad.
Yeah, and that's a testament to the legacy of this game, where it's the type of game where once you kind of get put one foot in, there's no stepping back. It's like it's just how deep does the rabbit hole go with this game? It's because once you start to learn a character and you get used to the movement in the game, and you really start to, your sync rate just starts to really up with, whichever character you choose, then it's like, oh man, I just can't get enough of this game. And then you have players like, you and him have been in the scene for years and years, so.
Yeah, the thing about VF is that you really, it's kind of hard to describe until you play it, but it feels like you really kind of sync with the character you pick.
Yeah.
Because they have such big command lists, and you put so much time into learning them.
And you can find those little diamond in the rough moves that other players don't use. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that maybe complement your play style a little bit more. They're not essential moves, but if you spend enough time going through their moveset, you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm a player who maybe I typically go for a lot of highs or something. What's what's a couple good lows I can throw in there?
Right.
And just, that's a really broad general example, but you see what I'm saying? It's there's so many moves that there's maybe 10 that are really powerful, but you can go through the whole list and find something that really fits your character and just make it your own,
Yeah, it's also great to just pull something out of nowhere that nobody expects. This move nobody uses frequently.
What is that? Yeah. No, that's awesome, and and the thing is, it's not just one character has a massive move list. It's all characters have this massive move list, and I think it can be intimidating for some people, but I think the core gameplay is pretty easy to understand once you just pick it up.
Well, really, I think the complexity is a bit overstated. I mean, compared to Street Fighter, where you have to remember the properties of a ton of normals and command normals and variations of certain things. Memorizing a VF move list really is not that much harder.
Well, I think the issue lies in the fact that how do you tell which one is powerful compared to another? Because they have so many different commands and normal moves, command moves, and what do they do on counter hit and stuff. So it can be a little daunting at first, while in Street Fighter you have an uppercut and a fireball, and it's pretty self-evident as to what their purpose is. But with VF, I think, what I would like to see in a tutorial mode or whatever is I would like them to really break down their top 10 best moves. So you really know, okay, this is really what I should be using. With Go, for instance, his shoulder, I feel like his shoulder is a pretty crucial move. I use it a lot anyway. But, just letting players know it sets up that stagger. And, he has the new move, I think it's down forward, kick, and then punch or something. And just, it's just so new players can easily gravitate towards these moves that make sense,
Right. Right. Well, the problem with that is you ask a bunch of different players of a character, hey, what are the best bread and butter moves, and you'll get a ton of different responses. You'll
that's true too.
You'll probably have 5 that everybody will say, yeah, these are awesome, and then the rest are just up for eternal flame wars on VFDC or whatever.
Yeah, well, I know. I think the thing is, if you talk to anybody who's on VFDC, they'll probably crucify you for saying that kind of stuff. But, it's not everybody has, time to comb through forums and stuff, and I think there are a number of moves with a lot of the characters that are definitely are good starting points for sure,
Yeah.
And but I feel the same way about Tekken. If you don't have a mentor in that game who teaches you the properties of certain moves, what they do on counter hit and stuff, it's kind of hard,
Right. I mean, back in the day, I had to basically learn VF on my own. I lived in Iowa, for Christ's sakes. So it took a long time to learn
takes a while,
VF.
yeah.
Up until I lived in Japan for a year, I wasn't really even playing serious competition for a while, so it was an interesting journey, and I'm glad I took it. Here, the thing about VF is that, like, the popularity kind of ebbs and flows, but once it's in your blood, it's always kind of there.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
It's like whenever a new one comes out, you just feel that urge again, and then you come and you see all these old faces you haven't seen in forever. It's like, hey, man, how's it going? And then you're playing VF again, and, man, it's...
See, I'm already getting flamed on the chat.
Saying what?
Let's see here. They're taking my top 10. Okay, here's the thing. They're taking my top 10 comment and going to town with it. But if you go on VFDC, there's a top 10 list for this game. There is a thread somewhere. It's top 10 moves, and that helped me. That helped me when it was at PAX. So I don't care what you guys say. Top 10 moves. Let's see it on Letterman. I want to see it on Letterman. Top 10 moves for Go.
Well, I think one thing that's important to get out there, too, is that there are, like, in a lot of these games, you have characters that are just like, you are an idiot if you try and play this character because they are so bottom tier as to be utterly worthless. But VF does not really have that.
Yeah, and I think even from, I hope this is right, but I feel like even when people say characters like S tier or like overpowered in this game,
right.
it kind of circles back around to what you're saying and what we were talking about, where there's this massive move list, and it really just comes down to what you want to do with a character, you know?
Right. There's a lot of technology in this game, to use terminology.
Yeah.
Every character has technology to deal with everybody else, for the most part. Like Vanessa, in defensive stance, she has a ton of stuff that can essentially cancel out a bunch of characters' bread and butter. Low punch, she can pretty much nerf that with the elbow. Standard punch string, she can nerf that with the all-devouring knee, things like that.
Oh, okay. But we got a pretty close match here. It's down the last round. I think it's 1-1. I think it's 1-1. They've been playing for a minute here. Well, I've been talking about top 10 moves. Yeah, I really want to see this game take off big time. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow! Shidosha not getting back on that bus just yet. Wow, he's super hype. He just left the building. Shidosha just got out, left the building, went outside. That's hype for you.
Woo.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, you know what? Oh, my gosh. Wow, he just did that. He's back, yeah. Oh, man, that was a good match. I wonder if he was using all of Pai's top 10 moves there to get that victory. What's up? I'm up? All right.